Hello, and thanks for watching another episode here on CapTech. Today we're going to tell the story of Headhunters, one of my favorite bars in Austin, Texas. Lived down there a while with some buddies back when I was younger and single. They had good work in the tech field, so that's kind of what put me there, and no state income tax. But once I got there, my buddy Clarence brought me to an iron menorah show, and I was kind of creeped out. And I was looking for other things to see, so I said, "What else can we see, Clarence?" And he said, "Let me show you Headhunters." And that's how this story unfolds. Austin, Texas has had an old school reputation for punk rock since the late 70s, before Austin became the hipster haven that it is now. Original Texas bands like the Big Boys, Butthole Surfers, and Scratch Acid played in Austin in the 1980s when it was just a college town. Bands like Black Flag, Dead Kennedys, and even G.G. Allin made their way to Austin. Metal bands like Pantera, Agony Column, and Dangerous Toys started out playing small shows in Austin before hitting it big. The tradition continued through the 90s. A good movie to check out on YouTube there is Rock Opera Austin. Kind of gives a glimpse to Austin punk rock life, late 90s, early 2000s. The following is a story of a punk rock club that existed on Red River across from Stubbs called Headhunters from 2002 to 2014. Before it was Headhunters, it was known as Ocean's 11, a tiki bar that tried to cater to the college crowd with fruity drinks and a tropical vibe. Then a couple local Austin rockers were hired on, and the bar changed its name to Headhunters, and they started having local punk rock and metal bands play there. Looney from the Oklahomos and Houston from Brutality Inc. and Belligerent 86 would often play there with their bands and their friends. The bar wasn't advertised much in the Chronicle, and it was considered low tier among the Austin elites. But at the same time, it gained notoriety, and several famous people would drop by, like Vince Vaughn, or Bill Murray, or Benicio del Toro. You could encounter ex-punk rockers or metalheads playing or hanging out there. People from bands like DRI, Scratch Acid, Butthole Surfers, Guar, Anti-Scene, Nashville Pussy, etc. Billy Milano from SOD and MOD fame was a bouncer there for a while. There was a smoking area out back with bands in an outdoor area. It was located next to a homeless shelter, so nobody complained. Often the back area would smell like cat pee, but that didn't stop people from packing in the place on good nights. During South by, it would get so packed that the fire marshals would drop by and have to kick a few people out for safety reasons. You could see a variety of metal, punk, rockabilly, and blues bands playing there. Like this guy Chad Holt, who used to dive in garbage bins when playing with his band, the Gun-Totin' Meat Eaters. Many stories about him if he contacts us or lets us tell them. Other events would happen at Headhunters to keep business going, such as roller derby arm wrestling or putting wrestling matches out back, local comedian shows, and of course Tata Tuesday. Local punk rock and metal bands playing while tattooed rock girls danced on the bar. Occasionally an obscure punk or metal band or former member from a group that was once famous would play a show. You might catch Jason McMaster from Dangerous Toys, or Crow from Agony Column, or if you're lucky, Thor, the Canadian bodybuilder metal musician actor from such movies as Rock and Roll Nightmare, playing there live at Headhunters. All good things come to an end, and financial times would eventually hit our beloved Headhunters. Mismanagement and a call to the TV show Bar Rescue with John Taffer couldn't even save the place. Tried to attempt to change the name to Metal and Lace. I think it was in the trying to make it a steampunk thing. They had a fancy drink menu. Did not help with the people that were there before. Although Headhunters had a bad reputation as one of the dirtiest bars in bar rescue history, there were plenty of good memories that happened at this time, and a place when rock and roll was still a thing. There is no true way to describe what happened here unless you were there to experience it firsthand. 8th and Red River is currently empty and looking for new occupants that may someday return it to its once legendary status. Thanks for watching.